Well, good morning. Welcome to this week's update. You can see it's still fairly dark in the morning, and it's 6 a.m. So we've been here long enough to notice the changes in the light in the morning and the evening. We've been here nearly 2 months now, and so we're pretty much halfway. But I look at these refits as being like sort of 3 stages. You have like the beginning third, which is where you're pulling everything apart, you're dealing with contractors, and it's always very overwhelming because it feels so huge. And as you pull the boat apart and you start to work on everything, the lists grow and grow, and everything just feels really overwhelming. And then you move into the middle stage, which is when you start noticing that jobs are getting ticked off the list. And as that happens, you feel less overwhelmed, and everything's, you can see progress, and so that always eases your anxiety a little bit, I suppose. You feel like you're getting somewhere. And then there's sort of the last third, which is the downhill, where you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You have a much better idea of the end date that you're focusing on. We always said to ourselves, well, it could be 3 months, it could be 4 or 5 months. We're very open. We had a pretty good week last week, very busy, been doing lots. Got some painting done, which was fantastic. Managed to get that back step painted. And that's just a primer undercoat. And we will probably do another coat and then a top coat. But it's nice. We've got that painted and it's looking nice. It'll be nice when we've got non-skid and everything on it. Took the bottom step off and it's down there. I think I spoke about that in last week's video. But yeah, the big news is we got the top cut off, which was really good to do. And yeah, it didn't take too long either, which was really good. We did it in a couple of stages. We did the back piece first, then we went right around and cut the whole top off. And then we cut the top into 3 pieces and we just threw it off the bow, Chloe and I. Surprisingly heavy. I was really surprised with the weight of the top. It was quite heavy. Afuera! And but really surprised with the state of the deck. It's not too bad at all. I thought there would have been a lot more soft spots in the deck, but it's been really good. We cut out this area here. This was probably the worst. This is where the furling lines ran through the deck, and then they went through a complicated block system under here and then across the back of the bulkhead to the winch. So they'll just run direct to a winch now. There'll be a bank of jammers here. So that's why I've cut out such a big piece, because I'm going to put thermalite in there. And then wherever we place the jammers, we don't have to worry about decoring or anything because it's the thermalites in there. And it's really good for compression. So we'll put a big bit of thermalite in there, and you can see the deck's really impressed with the way everything is. There was a crack in the window here, and that led down to a soft spot here in the deck. You can see there's unis. The bottom layer of the core here is unis running fore and aft. And then you can see here, this is where there was a big crack coming down from the just near the mullion. And I'll put a bit of triax in here with the uni running fore and aft, and then we'll put the thermalite board on top, and then we'll do a few layers of glass on top. And it'll also be bonded with, once the top's on, the top will be getting layered down to, you can see where we've ground 100 mil. We took 100 mil edge all the way around. Chloe and I spent the other day grinding this edge around. That's preparing for the roof. When the roof comes, it'll sit on the edge here and then it'll be tabbed into the deck. I've taken out another. There was another little soft spot here in the deck. There was a small crack and soft spot. And there was another one here. So anywhere that looks suspect, we're just cutting it open and checking. Ground all the way around the edge here. This side was really good. Again, just a small soft spot here. But this is also where the jib sheet will be attached to. This is where the friction ring will be mounted in here. So we'll put thermalite in here, and then there's a nice bit of board, solid board in there, and we'll put a backing plate on the back side of it. So it'll be a really good strong point. And yeah, prepped all this and then cut this piece out. This wasn't soft or anything. This was pretty good. It's just I want to put a big bit of thermalite in here for the bank of 5 jammers that's going to go in there. And then yeah, I prepped this bulkhead, and I think it was a mistake. I think we'll end up cutting it out and replacing it with foam. There's just too much damage down here and needs a lot of work. Also cut the door, so it's a little bit wider, which has made a huge amount of difference. Took the window out. And yeah, so I think we'll replace this bulkhead with foam, and again, we'll have to decore where the window is and run unis around it, do a uni band. But I think this is only 9mm ply, sorry. So yeah, it doesn't have a lot of structure to it, and there's no glass on either side of it. So I think it would be pretty good just to put a bit of a heavier foam bulkhead in there. And in here, obviously, yeah, what a view. Check it out. Took the cupboard out of the corner here as well when we did it. We'll be putting the bench top on there, so that that'll just make the galley even bigger for Chloe. We'll put a power point in the back here. It's really easy to run from the inverter. It's very easy to run a cord around the back through here and just in the top of the bench. We'll put a power point so then Chloe can have, you know, any of her cooking stuff over here that uses power. And then she's got this huge bench here, and it's going to be a lot easier because the deck used to come out 200, so it was out to about here. So you can see now with the deck pushed further away, she's got much better access to wherever she puts all her spices and stuff. Really opens up the bench space. And well, I can hear the rain. We've had really ordinary weather these past few months, a lot of rain these past few days. Did a lot of grinding up here the other day. It's probably a bit dark, but I spent half the day in here grinding, prepping this anchor locker. Yeah, I had to grind out more. We'll just prep this more. We'll put a big layer of glass up the wall there, and we'll put a layer of foam over the back, and yeah, make it really heavy. So obviously the chain banging in and out of there. And then up on deck, I'll cut out the top of the deck, and we'll put thermalite up in there as well, where the anchor winch is mounted. Chloe cut up a heap of fiberglass to go here, and we're having some solid fiberglass plate made up for the hatch. And downstairs, we did manage to get that painting done just a little bit. Didn't manage to get the engine room done, but I did manage to, yeah. We've got a coat on the back step there, painted the P-bracket, and I've just sanded that back. And painted underneath here as well, around the centerboard slot. It's come up really nice. Yeah, super happy with the bottom of the boat. It looks great. She's going to be super slippery when she gets in the water. And I got some copper coat, so we're going to copper coat this area. Over the next couple of weeks, we'll copper coat it, and then that'll allow us to move that stand back, and then that'll allow me to finish this area around the board. Then we'll dry fit the board to make sure that it fits okay in the slot. And once we know that everything's okay, we'll drop it back out. We'll copper coat it, and we'll copper coat around the slot, and we'll put it away. And then that'll be a job done. We got the final shape of the roof cut out. We think it looks really good. Yeah, really happy with that. It'll get some edging put on it. We'll put some PVC around the edging, and that'll also work as a bolt rope track for any covers that we have on it. There's a big board. This is a thermalite, panel of thermalite. So we'll cut that up and we'll use that for all our places where we need to strengthen up for compression. And yeah, got all the hatches cut out of the roof. And we flipped the roof over. Chloe finished decoring all the windows and the back edge. And so this has had a glue fillet mix put in, and then it's been taped. And so to do the uni bands, we did the bottom half of the uni bands when the roof was up the right way, and then to do the bottom half, this bottom half, which is the top half, we flip the roof over, and then that allows the uni band to sit in there with gravity, and means it doesn't want to fall out. It just gives you a bit better bonding. And then we've come in with some mix and filled the decor, and now we'll sand that today, and then we'll glass the edge, and then we're going to start fairing it. So hopefully over the next couple of weeks we should have it fair, and hopefully we should see it up on top soon. So yeah, pretty stoked. We're getting there, but it's definitely taking a little bit longer. The weather definitely hasn't been on our side, but it's awesome to be in the shed because it allows us just to keep cracking on. But it is starting to get cooler, and the days are getting shorter. Chloe's been doing a lot of cooking out on the barbecue out the back, which is great. It's definitely one of the bonuses to being here, is having just out that back door such a great barbecue area. And it means that she can come out here and barbecue all her veggies in this really nice little area. That's our news from this week, everyone. Really hope everyone's going great. It's just a shorter video, and I'll do another update next week. But all the best from Chloe and I. Hope that you're having a great week, and we'll keep you posted.